Happy Friday, everybody! I hope you are having a great week and congrats on pushing through freshman orientation, making it to Friday. And I hope you're getting ready for today because we're going to be learning how to use Google Classroom and actively learn, especially during asynchronous time, right? And this is to help you get familiar with the materials we're going to be using for the rest of the year and also help get you clear on how to get your assignments during the days we won't have live sessions and are clear on what is expected to be done during async lessons. So let's get started. Alright, so you're going to go to my PowerPoint, which will be added onto the Google materials in Google Classroom. What to do during asynchronous time. So here's our agenda. Give it a couple seconds to go and read through. It's very quick. The basics is understanding async, the difference between sync and async, and signing up for Google Classroom if you haven't already, as well as actively learn. First things first, what is async? Async time is essentially independent work time. This is your time to complete literature assignments on Google Classroom or actively learn. That includes, but is not limited to, reading assignments, which you can read at your own pace during async time. This is also considered as office hours. While you're completing your assignments that are expected from me to you to complete during the time, you can email me if you need help or support, or if there's any tech troubles, or if the website is malfunctioning. Here's a quick slide about setting up success, similar to what we saw yesterday. And the steps are almost identical, really, except for step 2. Read all the directions closely. This is especially important during async times because it is up to you to make sure that you're following the directions and you read it as closely as possible. You can as well email me for help or support. So, what is sync learning? Just to define the difference between the two, sync learning is what we did yesterday during our live Zoom sessions where we all got to see each other and we're all participating in class. We're all, for the rest of the year, is mostly going to be being ready to discuss async-based answers and being ready to ask questions, really push our thinking together as a class. This is also for you guys to be ready to present if we have any presentations, do discussion, small group discussion, and share outs. Here's a quick slide of our Google Classroom codes and actively learn. You can come back to this when you get to signing up for it. If you're not on Google Classroom already, it's amazing that you're watching this video right now. Our async schedule and what does it look like? So today, even though it is a Friday, we are running on a Tuesday schedule. So meaning our async days are Tuesday and Thursdays. Our time slot on the schedule for async time is 2:20 to 2:45. This is especially important to stamp because I do expect your async assignments to be done at the latest at 3:30. 2:45 the earliest, 3:30 the latest. For sync schedules, we have 3 days together: Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I've mentioned before, but Friday will be counted mostly as a review day to go over anything that we don't understand. And that can change depending on how our schedule is like and how much progression our classes make. So you're going to come to my Zoom room. Please be sure of your time slot and your cohort. Our homework versus async. It's very important to define the difference between the two of them. As I mentioned before, async is due by 3:30 p.m. It is not homework at all. It is considered classwork by my definition that I expect to see by 3:30 p.m. and give you feedback by the end of the night. Right? So homework, on the other hand, isn't due until 11:55 p.m. It is expected you guys are going to be reading throughout most of the week, really. So homework is not due until 11:55 p.m. Async is due at 3:30 p.m. Here we go, and this is where we're going to start with our async work. Right? So assignment 1, what would homework be called? I want to change the word homework because honestly it sounds boring and everyone uses the term. I want to be different. So in Google Classroom, you're all going to go to the Google form and vote between 3 options that we can choose instead of calling homework homework. Option 1 is going to be prep tasks, because in essence you are prepping for async lessons the next day. Option 2 is objectives or assignments. Option 3, this is where it gets a little fun, is that you can insert your own choice, right? Your own naming of the term. But please, please be appropriate, otherwise I will have to flag you, and that's not really fun. Now, assignment number 2 is our name change. I know we're all being called cohort this, cohort that. I personally, I'm not a fan of it, right? So on Google Classroom, you're also going to go to another Google form. You're going to vote between 3 options for our names, either Team Royals, Team Hustle, or Team Lit Champions. And you are set to go. I do expect my responses to be in and fled in by 3:30 p.m. That is the latest deadline you have. And if you need me at any time or miscap, if you're confused, be sure to reach out. But before you do, make sure to try out on your own to troubleshoot your problems. If you don't have that, go ahead and email me. My email is there twice in the slide. It's very easy to find. And then last but not least, we're done. If you have any questions for me, please share it out. If you have any feedback, go ahead and email me as well. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Good luck!